Hello guys, welcome back to my channel Justice the Analyst, and today we're continuing with the reviews of the entries for the Junior Eurovision Song Contest 2024, which will take place in Madrid just in November. And today we're talking about not just the reigning champion of the Junior Eurovision, but also about the 2 times reigning champion of the Junior Eurovision, because France has won both the last edition and the edition before that with 2 very, very talented kids.
Oh maman, oh papa, si vous saviez ce qu'il se passe dans ma tête. Oh maman, oh papa, mon cœur bat en rythme, il palpite si vite quand je sens
So the question is, of course, can France continue with the streak? Can they achieve 3 victories, one after another? Because 2 victories we already had with Poland. Also in the adult Eurovision we had a couple of such cases, but 3 victories, it was achieved only once by Ireland. Of course, I'm talking about the adult Eurovision, not about the junior one. So if France can do it this year, then this will be a very remarkable achievement, which will be definitely remembered for the generations to come. But no pressure at all on the 14 years old Breton singer Titouan, who will perform his song Comme, which was written by Malo. I don't know if you remember him. So I'm wondering if this year's French Junior Eurovision Song Contest entry will have anything in common with that song. Let's see. But first of all, we will take a look at the text of his song, Comme ça, which means something like this, like that. In English, it's actually having a really, really beautiful message to the whole world. So Titouan is singing a very beautiful phrase, we are rich in our differences. So no matter where we go and what we think, no one will stop us anymore. We are stronger mixed, you and me. He really tells us that we should appreciate the differences between us, that this is something what makes us even stronger, more unique, and that we should contribute from the differences we have between each other. Great uniting message, especially in the modern times when more and more people leave their homes, go to other countries to explore the world. I think the whole world just gets more connected, more multicultural, and it's a beautiful thing. There is nothing bad about it, and that's what Titouan is also singing about. But now it's time to finally listen to the song. I'm really excited to see if it can be better than Armenia, which I have listened to in the previous reaction, because these 2 countries are kind of, the biggest powerhouses of the Junior Eurovision, because in the last 4 years, no other country has managed to win the Junior Eurovision Song Contest, only these 2. So this year there is obviously a good possibility it can be again repeated. So it's just time to see what France has brought to us this year. Very high expectations, hopefully no disappointment. Quite a creative beginning for the music video. Oh. Oui, what a beautiful melody. Well, obviously it's not his live vocal, there is a lot of editing on top. Ooh, very beautiful head voice. Oh, I'm kind of disappointed. I really was hoping for a beautiful ballad. This ooh part sounds a bit aerial, so a bit like that song of Malo from the French selection. Very beautiful melody, very playful. You can really do a lot with this on stage. There's a beautiful note right before this chorus. Cool. a beautiful song. I really love this song. Wow, wow. Wow, France. So France has just did it again, the same like Armenia. I have to say, towards the end, it made me even a bit emotional, the song, because I think the message is just so beautiful, and I really loved him engaging, you know, with these random people at this train station. It's kind of cool, and I loved how, you know, one phrase was floating into the next one. It's such a beautiful musical composition. There was something very special about it. I don't know, it really touched me in some way, the song. Don't want to become too sentimental, but it's really, really nice. When I thought it will be hard for someone else to beat the Armenian entry, which is a perfect, you know, playful, childish, great Junior Eurovision entry. But I think for my personal taste, this one is a really, really big contender to be my personal #1 this year. But even if I loved it, it doesn't mean that I think he's one of the contenders to win this year. I think the song sounds a bit too mature for the Junior Eurovision Song Contest. So let's say for the Adult Eurovision or for selection to the Adult Eurovision would fit perfectly. Maybe could be a bit simple, but still would be a great song for that. But for the Junior Eurovision, I feel like, you know, the online voting will not really be supporting this as heavily as some other French entries. But talking about the juries, I think his voice is really beautiful. It's really delicate. This, I think, is the best word how you can describe his voice. And I personally really love it. But generally in the Eurovision, the juries tend to vote more for, you know, like powerful voices. And his voice is not, you know, a powerhouse. It's just very beautiful, delicate voice. I can't really see the juries putting this on first or even second. I think this year it's more towards place 5, 6, something like this in the jury voting. But in the online voting, for me, really hard to predict. At least I hope French people have built quite a fan base for the Junior Eurovision and they will support the entry. But now let's go for the second listen, and maybe I will hear some things which I didn't even notice during the first listen.
Un immense arc-en-ciel dans nos bras, l'univers tout entier.
Such a beautiful acoustic sound to it. It reminds me a bit of the British entry for the Junior Eurovision 2004.
Here alone, been sleeping with the light on, and I think to myself, mankind has got it wrong.
Which back then actually finished second. I think this kind of stripped down, pure ballads we don't really have so often in the Junior Eurovision. Yeah, this head voice transition is just so, so beautiful. If you can really hit all these notes perfectly, well, this might still melt hearts of some of the jurors, I think. It's like a perfect song for a movie, you know, for something like High School Musical or that Eurovision the movie, you know, the slow start, this ballad-like start, then you go into this kind of uniting message and the melody to which everyone should dance along, hug each other and just enjoy the moment. So it's a really, really beautiful song. I really wish we'd have more songs like this in the Junior Eurovision.
Personne ne nous arrêtera. On est plus fort, tu vois.
I have no clue why this melody makes me emotional, but I really, really love the flow of the song, and I really see how he enjoys this moment. I don't know, it's just really beautiful. And have you seen this message also in the background, this love is the answer? So really just beautiful message. You know, when we watch the Adult Eurovision, basically almost every second song is about love. Here it's about, you know, mostly in the Junior Eurovision you've seen about unity, saving nature. I really love that. Yeah, very beautiful entry from France. Really, really right down my alley. Now it's time to take a look at the French history in the Junior Eurovision Song Contest. And as you can see on your screen, they are definitely #1 country in the last 3 years. and also by far #1 in the last 7 years. It's absolutely crazy that in the last 4 years, France managed to win 3 times, and even the time they didn't win, they were actually the winners of the jury vote, so they finished 3rd in the end. So no result lower than place 5, and apart from that, always in the top 3. If this entry can really repeat this success, I'm not really sure. I don't see it as a winner. It can sneak into the top 3 if it will really melt the hearts of the juries, but it all will really depend on his live performance and the live delivery of the song. But in general, I think he's a very good contender for the top 5 finish again for France, which I think would be still an amazing result. And if we take a look at the split results between online voting and the jury voting, you can see that France is still the winner of all these 4 different ratings, last 3 years, last 7 years, online voting or the juries. They all loved France equally. But if we take a look at the juries more precisely, it's absolutely crazy to see the same country winning the jury vote for 4 consecutive years in a row. Will France be able to win this year? I'm not really sure. I would say from the first 6 songs which we have now listened to, I would still see Armenia as a bigger contender to win the jury vote this year. But this song is also, again, so jury friendly, so I wouldn't be surprised if France will be the #1 of the juries this year as well. And if we take a look at the online voting, they actually never fell out of the top 4 in the online voting, but managed to win it just twice in 2020 and in 2023. I can't really see France winning the Televote this year, maybe 3rd, maybe 4th, but generally this is not a type of a song the televoters would prefer so much. But now let's take a look at the Eurovision scoreboard to see how much the Eurovision fans have liked this entry. And currently France is ranked 6th, so behind Ukraine, Portugal, Estonia, Cyprus, okay, and Spain, and above Netherlands, Armenia, North Macedonia, Italy, and the others. I have to say, for me, it's a bit strange to see France behind Cyprus and Estonia. I'm 100% sure that in the end, France will finish higher, but maybe it's not, like a typical song Eurovision fans would crave for. It's a little bit too simple in some way. It doesn't give us anything new. I think it's just generally not the genre which Eurovision fans prefer so much. This kind of uniting, happy songs is not something what is usually ranked high by them, but it still doesn't mean that France will not do better than expected. Talking about the staging, I really have absolutely no clue what kind of color scheme, whatever France could go for, because we haven't really got a real music video. It was just his performance at the train station. I really like that first he sits at the piano, the same our Zoe had last year. It's just great in order to create even more motion in the performance that shows more variety of a singer as well. So this they should definitely keep, but what comes afterwards, if the dancers will come on stage, most probably yes. So I would expect something similar to Zoe's performance, but I think not with the same colors. I rather expect here a bit more brighter ones. That is what I have thought about the French entry this year. Definitely right down my alley, will be probably my personal favorite this year if there is nothing groundbreaking coming still. But what do you think about this one? Do you share my enthusiasm about it, or do you think it's just way too simple and France definitely doesn't deserve to win for the next consecutive year? Please let me know down below in the comments. Like this video, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.